right, this is the best experience with the holidays almost over. We're bringing you a fresh
Oh, oh, oh,
episode. And before
oh,
we get into today's podcast, I'd like to thank our podcast sponsors,
oh.
Barbell Apparel, premium athletic wear engineered for performance with a tailored athletic fit, refined clothing for an athletic body type. Evolution Athletics, a supportive gear company owned by four-time world's strongest man, Brian Shaw, and strongest man on earth. We believe in all athletes supporting their journey towards greatness. Iced
Mm.
Up Industries, the best cold plunges in the game. You can get $50 off at checkout with code BEST. So make sure you guys use these links. We appreciate it, and it really helps us out. And
Mm-hmm.
Nick,
Yeah,
Nick, you know, um,
sure.
it's glad to be back on the podcast. It's glad to be getting
Yeah,
everything up and going. And
yeah,
we just had the seminar in Sacramento
yeah.
for Untamed Strengths, and this
Mhm.
is like the new lane that you're trying to step
Yeah,
into and
yeah,
grow custom, because man, the one-on-one you had with everybody there at the seminar was absolutely great. Like
yeah.
everyone took.
That's what I like to do. I mean, I don't want to sit behind a computer and type all day. I want to get hands on and work with people on their techniques and stuff like that. And that's going to be my thing. I want to go around and do seminars and then do judging and stuff like that as well. So yeah, it was great. It's fun to watch people and see the light bulb go off. And you're like, hey, move this, move that. It's the little things that make a really big difference in the end. And that's something that a lot of these people out there writing programs have no clue about. Like if they haven't got to that level, they're not going to know these things. And I mean, you can't. The stuff I'm going to teach you, you can't read in a book,
Yeah,
or they'll try to explain in the book, and they'll have no idea why. And it's kind of like, here's where you should be putting the bar for the yoke, and here's why you should be putting it there. Now I want you to take off this way, and they do that, and then they can feel it work, and they're like, oh, I'm like, exactly, that's what you're looking for, and that's not what you're going to find
mm,
in a whole lot of places. So that's really cool, and I really enjoy doing that. So it's a lot of fun. And then I also like judging, because judging needs to be consistent. You need a person that is going to be the exact same for everyone. It doesn't matter if they're loose on the rules or tight on the rules. What matters is they judge everybody exactly the same. So if they're judging tight, then you judge everybody tight. Judging loose, you judge everybody loose. If it's the same for everyone, then it's the same for everyone. I tend to lean towards the tighter side, because if you're going to get a record, if you're going to break something, you don't want people to look at it and go through. I mean, what R&BB did. He set
mm,
a couple records, and it was like he didn't lock them out all the way. He didn't do this. He was moving. Well, this year when he came back and broke those records were broken. He did those perfectly. He
mm.
had control. He locked it out. He did all the things he should be doing. And it's not his fault that he got credit for those lifts. It all comes down to the judge.
Yep.
So it's not the lifter's fault when he gets a lift that he shouldn't have gotten, because he's not judging it. He's doing the
Yeah,
lift,
exactly.
or one that's questionable or whatever else. I mean, that this whole thing's going to create controversy all by itself.
Yeah, yeah,
But it comes down to, you know, the judge in the end, if he holds them to a standard and holds everybody to the exact same standard, and especially when you're setting records, it doesn't need to be like so tight that you breathe wrong and you lose a lift, but it needs to be legit all the way through. When Sam broke the women's dumbbell record, that
mhm,
was legit all the way through, and I was like, "Look, I'm going to make you hold it. When you get the down signal and it goes down, you will
mhm.
have that record, and no one's going to question it." And I'm like, I'm not going to hold you up there forever, but you will have control of it. And she did, and she got the record. And
Yep. And there's
it
no
was
no ifs,
freaking
ands, or buts
awesome.
about it.
Right. So it kind of needs to be that way.
Mhm,
It protects a couple things. It protects the lifter and themselves
mhm.
and the integrity of the sport, because sitting there being told you just broke a record, but you know, I think it was it, and that's not how you want to be thought about when you set records. When you set records, you want no questions asked. That's the record. So
Exactly.
it's kind of, so it's kind of cool. And I like judging, and I believe in being able to coach as a judge. That's one thing I don't understand about powerlifting is you can see the guy, he just needs to get his shoulders back.
Yeah.
Well, in a strongman contest, I'm like, shoulders back, shoulders back, shoulders back. I'll
Yep.
tell the guy what they're doing wrong so they can fix it. And if they can't fix it, they don't get the lift. And if
Yeah.
they can fix it, they do get the lift. I want to see people be as successful as possible. And I don't understand why that's not a thing in powerlifting. It's like knees, 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 soft knees,
Yep.
stuff like that. Then the guy can straighten out his knees. I mean,
Yep.
sometimes you don't know or can't feel it. So it's just a little different. Strongman wise, you can tell them that as they're going, and it's nobody says anything. And I actually really like that. I like that.
Well,
So
that's one of
yeah.
those things too that's getting ready to happen is Winter
Mhm.
Warriors right around the corner.
I
Nick
know.
will be back in Sacramento in
Yeah.
January, and you're
Yep.
actually going to be out there coaching. You're going to be out there not coaching, but you can be out there judging. And the thing is
Judging.
you can judge in that style that you're talking about right now because that's
Hmm.
one of those other roles that you'd like to slip into where it's like I want to excel the sport. I want to give back to the sport, and he's going to be there for the sport. And with judging at the Winter Warrior, this is going to be like one of those opportunities and times where you're like, you know what, this is what I like to do. This is what I'm going to do. And with Winter Warrior, it's going to be fun because, like I said, there's a lot of good events. It's in a great gym, and it's going to be located at, and
Hmm.
it's a good strongman culture there in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Like that
It
that gym
really
is just
is.
phenomenal.
Yeah. I like what they got going on there. It is a really neat environment to train in. And I mean, there's powerlifting, there's bodybuilding, there's strongman. It's all run out of the same place. So it's
Hmm.
pretty cool.
It's a
More
huge
powerlifting
gym.
and strongman, but
Yeah.
it's a good hardcore gym. I like it all the way
Mhm.
around. It's been a neat place to train every once in a while. So I like it an awful lot. They really did a good job up there.
Exactly. And
So
let's kind of go over the events for Winter Warrior because you're going to be judging there. So it's like this
mhm,
is even almost an opportunity for some of the people that are going to be attending
mhm.
that event and not just attending but like competing in that event to like
Right.
hear the style of what you're going to be judging on, you know what I'm saying? Because like
Sure,
I said,
sure.
a little pregame on that for them if they're listening.
Right, right. So first event, it's going to be max log. You get 3 attempts. So that's good. That's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I would open with something on the log that you can do for 3 with no problem. Take your second attempt up into the 96, 97 percentile. And then your third rep, make it something that's 101, 102, something that you're striving to get. And, and also play around with it, see where you're at as far as everybody else goes, and do what you need to do. And that's it. If you're capable of pressing a 200-kilo log, but you only need 180 to win the competition, press the 180 and move on.
Hmm.
Save it for the other things, unless you're setting a record that's, going to be at a super high level where it's, national or world record, then go for it. But other than that, do what you need to do to win that event and move on to the next one. Next will be axle deadlift for reps. That'll be fun. Um, it's going to be pretty cool because axles don't give.
Yeah.
So
At
you're gonna
all.
have it's gonna go all the way down, all the way up. And um basically if the moment you have control of the bar at the bottom,
Mhm.
you're gonna get a lift command. And then when you have it locked out with your shoulders back and your knees straight at the top, you're gonna get a down command. So lift, down. Pretty simple stuff. Um, I would definitely make sure you have some good straps and chalk the bar, before
There
you
you go.
go, that type of thing. Maybe put some baby powder on your legs if the facility allows it for you to lift in there. That way it'll
Mhm.
slide into position. But that's pretty simple. It'll be 60 seconds for as many reps as you can get. Next, third event will be the yoke. It's 60 feet, multiple drops allowed. Um, just pick it up and go as fast as you can, get to the other side. If you were up there, we did for the seminar, we did things on the axle deadlift and on the yoke.
Yep.
So if you were up there for that and you get to do it, you're going to do pretty well at it.
They got a slight upper
Um,
hand on that.
yeah, they got a few tips that are going to work pretty good. Um, My preference is the yoke starts behind the line and it ends when
Mhm.
you hit the other line. So you don't have to worry about where the back of the yoke's at when you drop it.
Yeah.
Um, Always just kind of think that's the way they do. The moment the front breaks, it's over.
Mhm.
Um, Next will be Hoosfell carry for 90 seconds and or max distance. So you drop it, you're done. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We also covered that a little bit at the seminar and while I was there training with some other people. So on how to carry those things and how to stay as upright as possible as you're carrying those things so you don't blow out your hamstrings.
That's it.
Um, then last will be a stone series. It's 3 stones over bar. So 3 different stones over bar. You have 45 seconds to get it done. The 3 stones over, and that's it. So that'll be pretty neat. I
Mhm.
think it'll be a good little contest.
That's it, and you'll be right front and center judging, and
Yep.
like I said, it's gonna be those things. We also talked about doing a meet and greet there too. So if a lot of people,
Yeah.
if you just want to come see the show, get your like, if you haven't ever
Mhm.
experienced an actual like strongman event, you're more than welcome to come watch, come see, and also too come meet Nick. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be
Mhm.
time in between events and stuff like that.
Mhm.
So we're definitely gonna what's call it be there
Yeah.
and
Yep. And
you
I
know
mean, I like it when people come up and ask questions, and I like answering questions and helping people do stuff like that. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I know it's a little bit short notice, but also too,
Mhm.
there are still opportunity to register. You know what I'm saying? So like if
Mhm.
you want to try to get in there, I know there's 39 spots remaining. Um,
Mhm.
oh, I'm trying to think of when this is going to come out. Now, by the time this comes out, I'm sorry, I completely missed you. The registration closes on the 1st, so by the time
Whoops.
this comes out, yeah,
It's
you
gonna be
guys,
too late. So
it's gonna
call
be
them and
too
try to
late.
get in anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Never hurts. Never hurts. You
Never
know what I'm
never
saying?
hurts to call and say, "Hey, can I still
Yeah.
do this?"
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I'll,
Not that
I'll
I've
throw
ever
in some
done that
information
before.
into the notes and let people know.
So,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah,
but
I'm pretty excited about it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
no, definitely gonna be a lot of fun. Like even last time,
Mhm.
we went to the Jelly Belly factory, we went to a nice burger
Mhm.
place. We did
Mhm.
actually quite a bit when you came down, and when you come down again, we'll see what else kind of content we could sneak in
Yeah.
while your
Yeah.
time's being here. You
Yeah,
know,
that'll
it,
be
it,
fun.
it was a lot of fun hanging out with everybody and being at the seminar. So, like I said, the strongman culture. I didn't realize how strong it was in the Sacramento area, and it's
It's
real nice to see that.
well, all strength sports do pretty well up
Hmm.
in Northern California. There's a lot of powerlifting up there, and there's a
Yep.
lot of strongman up there. So it's a lot of fun. I mean, I remember living up there when I lived in Ryan Park and Katati and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
yeah, going into Napa and doing the powerlifting meets there. So it was good stuff. I'm looking forward to. Thanks, Gina, for having us up, and it's just
Mhm.
going to be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
definitely gonna be a lot of fun. And
Mhm.
with all that being said, Nick, how's the weather been out there in Las Vegas? Is it starting to warm up, or is it still cooling down?
No, it's great out here. It's 60s. It's nice. I mean, the weather's been terrific out here. It's why we live here. And it's been bright and sunny. You're gonna have a couple days mixed in that are a little rainy, whatever, but not bad. So the weather's been great.
That's
It's Las
good.
Vegas. I mean, it's why
Oh
we live
yeah.
here. We get 300 days of sunshine a year. It's nice.
Yeah. And with all that weather and all that stuff going on, how's the reintroduction of regular traffic after they've shut down F1 and that whole debacle?
Well, it's nice to be able to get around the city, kind of like we used to. So that's kind of nice. I mean, there's still construction going on. There's still not quite done with the Tropicana overpass, but they're getting a lot closer now because that will be done before the Super Bowl. So
Yeah.
that'll be good. That will be great when that gets done because that's going to save everybody at least 10, 15 minutes of driving time a day once that's cleaned up.
Yeah. And I know that's the exit you're using to pick me up from the airport all the time. So you don't have to go all the
Yep.
way around anymore.
Yeah, it'll probably save a good 10 minutes of driving getting to the airport to pick you up. That's for sure. And
That's
then
it.
just for me to get to work and stuff like that, it'll be a lot easier to get down to the range. So
Exactly. And
looking forward to that.
with the Super Bowl hitting, Like, are you guys
Mhm.
preparing at the range for the amount of traffic that you guys gonna get? Because the Super Bowl requires a lot of things that, like events,
Mhm.
access to stuff like that, and you guys
Yep.
literally being across the street from Raider
Yeah.
Stadium, from Allegiant Stadium. Do
Yeah.
you feel you're gonna get a lot of actual traffic coming in from the Super Bowl?
I think we'll get some of it. We're about a 5-minute to 10-minute walk at most
Mhm.
from the stadium. Because Dean Martin runs or industrial, whatever you want to call it. If you've lived here
Yeah.
a long time, you call it industrial. Um, Runs right up the side, and so all you got to do is walk south from the stadium,
Yeah.
um, maybe a half a mile at most, and you're right there at the range. So it's
Yeah.
walking distance. They closed the street off though for football games and stuff like that. So the street will be
Mhm.
closed off. You'll have to walk over, or you can go around the backside. You can take Russell up to Polaris and turn left on Polaris, and it'll take you over there as well. So it's not too bad, but you know, it's a quick little walk right down Industrial.
That's it. And
Mhm,
for all the football players that will be at that event, because like I said, the season's
mhm.
not over. There's a lot of stuff up in the air.
Yep.
But you know what I'm saying? I definitely expect to be seeing some professional football players. Oh, they're wanting to cut loose on some of the machinery in there.
Oh yeah, we get some of the Raiders guys that come in fairly often anyway. So and a couple of their coaches and stuff like that come over as well too. So
Hmm.
you never know who you're going to see in that place. I mean, B, BJ Baldwin goes in there all the time. So
Hmm.
I, I've seen Randy Couture come in there. There's all kinds of people that come in that place. So it's neat. So it's a fun place to hang out. It really is.
And how lucky is Nick to actually be a professional pro strongman and
Hmm.
working up to be that gunsmith? Because I know that's the whole reason you took the job. You know what I'm saying? It's like
Well, yeah,
you're slow steps.
slow steps, and the more I learn about firearms, the more I know I don't know. So every time I learn something new, it just adds, you know, 50 other things that I now have to research and learn. So it's really really cool. Um, it's kind of like neat getting into like this as a new hobby as well. So it's neat and it's fun, and I like going in there and you know shooting targets and stuff like that. It's fun. It's challenging, and
Oh
I'm
yeah.
getting better at it too. So I can't complain.
One of the things I've noticed is Evan Singleton has actually been getting into tactical shooting,
Tactical
and
training. Mhm.
yeah, exactly. So I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, you know, uh, you're doing that, and then all of a sudden Evan's
Mhm.
like you really, getting into it too. So I thought it was a pretty cool
Mhm.
little thing there.
Yeah. The thing with it is it's a neat hobby. It's a great thing to kind of get into. Plus the self defense part of it, and just everything else like that. It's awesome. I mean, it truly is. But it's like adult Legos. It's that you get to play with and add this to that gun and add this to that gun and try this type of optic, try that type of,
Mhm,
and then just all the different types of ammo that you can run through the guns, and the different purposes between the ammo.
mhm.
It's a neat learning thing, and all the different sizes and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah,
and the difference between shooting a 50 cal and a 22 is like night and day. So
yeah,
it doesn't get more variable in the size and force of the guns, that's for sure.
that
So
is it.
it's pretty neat. I really do love it, and it's a fun place to work. It's like going to work at a place that you're part of a family at. So it's a lot of fun. We have a
Yeah.
good time.
And that's one of those things too, is like Nick, you get to do double your job because like I said, you're just a professional strongman, but then also too, you get to work at the Disneyland of the gun ranges. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? And have a
Yeah.
good time with it at all times.
Oh yeah. No, it's good stuff. I mean, plus it's fun. You get people that have never, shot a firearm at all, and they come in and they're, shooting a Glock, an MP5, and then an M4 and stuff like that, and they're like nervous. And we're like, hey, I'm right in here with you. I'm gonna have
Mhm,
one hand on your back and one hand on the gun, and we're gonna walk you through it. So, and then they're like, oh, this is really fun. I go, exactly. It's as long as you follow the basic procedures of what you're supposed to do with the guns,
mhm.
you'll be fine. So it's a lot of fun, and seeing how excited they get when they hit a bullseye and stuff like that. It's fun. It's good stuff.
Oh yeah, that is it. That is it.
Mhm.
Well, Nick, let's slide on out and let these people
All right.
know what's those famous words.
Okay. Well, please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, train hard, train smart, and be the best you can be.